Guys, and welcome to another episode of Behind the Closed Doors. And today it's Digital Classroom Day. In case you don't know, Digital Classroom is a live stream, 2-hour live stream we do from our studio. And we always have different teams, and today the team is actually cosplay. Just look at the weather, it's awesome.
In the stillness somewhere above, the city lights, you're falling in love. Still aware, you know it is true.
Okay, so cosplay today. Now, in cosplay, of course, you can wear costumes from different characters. For example, Batman, Spider-Man, Wonder Woman, or whatever. And in all honesty, I don't even know what she's gonna wear today. Anouk, what is she gonna wear today? Superheroes, well, that's very broad, but probably something like Supergirl or Wonder Woman or whatever. So that's what we're going to shoot today. Now, today's Digital Classroom is going to be slightly different. Normally there's a huge part, of course, instruction there, but today I want to do it slightly different. I want to do it more like a behind the scenes look at a photo shoot. I think that's slightly different, and that can give a little bit of a boost, of course, to Digital Classroom, because if we do Digital Classroom every month exactly the same way, it's gonna get boring, right? So I want to try something different every time, and I think when you see a behind the scenes photo shoot, you actually see a more finished product than just seeing what does a beauty dish do or what does a flashlight do, because we have all seen it before. Now, Anouk, by the way, in the meantime, is setting up, and I'm gonna show you very quickly what we're gonna use. Anouk is over here setting up. Of course, we have several cameras set up. We have one of these. This is a Sony AX100. We have one smaller one over here, a Canon. And we have one setup over here that's actually on my face when I'm explaining something. That's that one. We have some light panels. And over here, we have the big light panels. These are the LED goes. They give a tremendous amount of light in the studio, as you can see now. So that's easy when filming. And we have one of the cameras here. So we try to do different angles, and because during the broadcast I don't want people to walk around, so we really have to find a position for those cameras that, well, they can just switch on the switcher and that you can see different angles. Because if somebody walks around with cameras, that's one, it's very annoying, but it also takes my mind off what I want to tell you guys. So we find those locations before the shoot, and then we just hope that during the shoot we don't have to change anything. But with me, you never know. And one of the other things I'm going to use is actually on this style 1200 RX. I'm going to use the Light Blaster. Now, what is the Light Blaster? The Light Blaster is a pretty cool device. You put a slide in or a gobo, and it actually projects that on the screen or on your model. So it's going to be interesting as a backdrop. So, but as it works now, well, a lot of light will be lost. So there's actually also a little bit of a modifier that you have to put over there. So Anouk is now picking that up. That's actually this one. So there's no light spillage, and you can only just see the slide. And by the way, the cool thing about the Light Blaster is that you, of course, can focus this lens, and you can make it more sharp or out of focus. Also depending, of course, on the distance. So the Light Blaster is really cool. And during the broadcast, of course, I can see my images coming in on this big screen over here. So that's about the setup for Digital Classroom. And of course, I've shown you guys that before. This is our main hub. So we're using Sennheiser wireless audio because they just sound the best. A little mixer over there. This is the Roland mixer, and we have a monitor on which they can see all the angles. And my laptop will be over here. We're still setting up, and that's actually where the software runs, and that's Wirecast. You know, a while ago I started this hashtag vintage lens on new, because I just love shooting with older lenses. A lot of you guys ask me like, Frank, what kind of lenses do you use? And did you just start? I didn't just start. I was collecting these lenses for a long time, and I did shoot with them for many times. The problem only was that although manual focus is pretty easy, it's more work than autofocus, right? You just press and it's done. And with manual focus, sometimes you miss it, or if you're under stress or whatever. Manual focus is just a little bit more tiresome than, of course, autofocus. But the lenses are so amazing. They all have their own character. It's like person in your family. You have this little bit of a shy person that starts to lens flare when the sun is out. You have this person that's a little bit vague. Well, those lenses we also have. And you have this person that's really, really sharp. But in the background, it's a little bit more, well, twisted. They're just like people. You have a bouquet that's a little bit more twisted, or you have the super bouquets, and you have sharpness and colors. They're just amazing. So how many lenses do I have at the moment? Well, let me show you. These 3 are actually all Leica R lenses. And this is all the M42 stuff. So again, I've been collecting these for quite some years. I always love playing with them. And there are some 55 mils, 50, 135, and even a very old one. This is actually one from my youth. This is a 200 mil 3.5, really bad lens. But hey, I've shot some images with this a long time ago. Let me show you which image I actually shot with that. You're not gonna believe this. This is really old, still shot on film. And that's Brian May from Queen. And Ingwie Malmsteen, and they both, of course, signed the pictures. Let me see if I can get it without reflections. This is actually signed by the whole band. So, and at that time, believe me, it was just hobby, so I didn't do that professionally. But you see how long ago I shot analog film, and I just loved it. So, a whole revival. So you might wonder, if I don't like manual focus, why this whole revival of my old lenses? Very simple. That's because of one little device. Let me grab that. And that's the TechArt. This module actually makes any manual focus lens an autofocus lens on the Sony cameras. And we're going to test this one really soon. I'm still waiting for a converter to fit all my lenses on it, because this is a Leica M converter and I don't have any Leica M money, so no Leica M glass. So we're waiting for some converters and then we're really going to test this baby, but it's supposed to be awesome, so that's going to be cool. Okay, we're going to set everything up for Digital Classroom and then we're going to start the live broadcast. Okay guys, we're done with Digital Classroom, and somehow, if something can go wrong, it will go wrong. Now, over the last few weeks we tried to iron out all the mistakes. In other words, we switched from software solutions to hardware solutions, like for example here. We used a Roland to switch. We have a monitor where you can see all the angles. And there's only one cable. That's the Magewell that actually runs my Wacom straight into Wirecast. And we have one Thunderbolt 3 connector for a Blackmagic. That's actually over there. You can't see it, but it's a mini recorder. And that actually creates one HDMI to Thunderbolt. Now, normally this works. And we had this update for Windows. You feel what's coming, right? We had this update for Windows, the April update. And I tested everything at home. And everything worked like a charm. I even tried, of course, hard drives like the USB-C drives from LaCie. They work like a charm. Now, as soon as we connected our system here, no Thunderbolt 3. So I was freaking out a little bit because it was like half an hour before the show. And I was going like, what can go wrong? So we tried to install software, didn't work. We tried to install other drivers, didn't work. It just didn't work at all. We tried different connectors, no issues. Oh, sorry, no connection. So if you experience this problem, and you might go into the BIOS of your computer. There's a setting under your Thunderbolt settings that's actually called security. What I did is I turned security off, and after that everything worked fine again. Then we connected our Wirecast, and of course we needed an update for the Windows, and it worked great. The only thing was, as soon as we started outputting, the whole screen was green. Now, of course, we like green screens, but not for, of course, a live broadcast. It showed up that with the new Wirecast and the new Windows, it actually boots up with your Intel video card. And of course, the Intel video card doesn't know about NVIDIA hardware decoding or software decoding, whatever. So you have to start up Wirecast, right mouse button, and start it up with the fast accelerated software. In other words, with your NVIDIA card. A lot of problems, but in the end, we started 15 minutes late and we did it. It went smooth after that. So I only tell you guys this because sometimes people think that when you run a company like we do, or even bigger companies, that everything always runs smooth. And then when you have a problem, you go like, oh my, I have a problem. It's always me. With other guys, it goes right. Trust me, it goes wrong many, many times. But we always try to solve it. Okay, I'm going to retouch the final images. And then I'm going to go home and edit the vlog for you guys. Of course, you want to see the results from today? We have some really cool images from Noreen. So here we go. I hope you like those shots. Now, one thing I want to ask you guys. If you have any questions about vintage lenses or whatever, just email them to me, because we're going to do some episodes about those vintage lenses. If you have any other suggestions, just let me know in the comments below. For now, I would like to thank you so very much for watching. See you again next time. If you like what we do, please subscribe to the channel, hit that bell so you get notifications, and of course hit that like button, but most of all, tell other people about it. Thank you so very much, guys. See you again next time, and that will probably be on Saturday, because then I have to working for the scouting. See you again. Bye bye.